How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Nice break?
Yeah, very nice, thank you.
Good. How's the squad looking in terms of Dom, his surgery, Kolo Muani, Bissouma, Ben Davis? Hope I've included everyone.
All fine compared to last time. Kolo Muani have trained now for 2 weeks with the team, so that's good. He looks better and better. He will be in contention for the squad for tomorrow, so that's positive. Dom's progressed well after the surgery, been on pitch. I actually don't know if it was today, but it definitely was the 2 days before that. So the detail is he's progressing and he's going forward, so that's good. Bis unfortunately had a situation with national team. I think everyone saw that, unfortunately. So he got a ligament injury to his ankle. They'll keep him out for weeks. Yeah.
Great. Okay, and then obviously big news this week, the return of Fabio Paratici. It's an exciting one. I think a lot of Spurs fans are quite excited by it. In your eyes, how will it work, all of you together?
Yeah, also positive about it. Obviously, Fabio worked as a consultant for the club, so met him there a few times in the last couple of months. Looking forward to get to know him more. Of course, when it's more day to day, you will get to know each other even better. Looking forward to work together. I'm not in doubt that Fabio, Johan, I, and Vinay will create a very, very strong team. And together, I'm convinced that we can create something very good. And I really, I'm used to work with two sports directors. I've done that for 9 years in Brentford, first with Phil Giles and Rasmus Angersen, then Phil Giles and Lee Dykes. I actually think you need two these days to cover everything because it's such a big job. And I think also the two of them complement each other.
You've just answered my second question.
Good. That's why I'm so good. Okay, done. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I was going to say, because I know you had it at Brentford, so did you have an input into it? Did you sort of speak to Vinay and say, do you know what, Vinay? I had two before, and it worked well for me. And the actual role of the sporting director is so vast now.
Yeah, I would say there was thoughts about it. Of course, it happens when the first time when I spoke about it, I was a little bit like you said there, very positive about it, because I think it will work very well, and I think there is no one that is perfect in this world, and I think the way the strong abilities both Johan and Fabio have, I think that they complement each other so well. So it's like a perfect match. So they just like this, and then we cover more together.
Vinay says he expects disagreements because everyone's different. Will you hope to have the final say if it's a player potentially in January or the summer?
I'll always have a final say. You know that, yeah, of course. In the end, no, it's teamwork. I'm pretty sure if one of the, I would say 3 of us, because Vinay is, as he's saying himself, not technical or whatever you call it. Of course, he will have an opinion, but the 3 of us need to agree. And if one, let's take an example, doesn't matter if it's me, Fabio, and is very, very, very strong, they should not be the player, then there's probably not that right. So I'm pretty sure that we will find a good way together.
Good luck Sunday.
Thank you.
So it's good to see you. By my reckoning, you've got 7 games coming up in the next 22 days. I presume after the start that Tottenham Hotspur have had this season, that fills you with excitement and not apprehension.
Oh yeah, definitely. We love to play games. Every footballer loves to play a game instead of training. Coaches, we like to train a little bit more sometimes, but in general, no, we love to play the games. We have a fantastic run of games ahead of us, starting with Villa on Sunday. The top team, top manager, Unai. Respect him a lot. I think what he's done in his career is amazing. What he created at Villa is fantastic in so many areas. I think they did well in Champions League last season and almost qualified for the Champions League again, which is very impressive. And I think they have a very strong team. So looking forward to it.
Does the fact that you've managed to do what you have done as a squad so far this season, having missed out on a couple of key players, if you like, due to injury, does that whet the appetite for what could be achieved once you do have all those players back?
Yeah, I think we all have an idea in our head what could be the strongest team with all players available. But probably reality is that you need to create the strongest possible team of the players you have available now. That is my task, that is my job, and get the best out of that. So it's nice to dream a little bit, but like with all dreams, it's not reality. Reality is here now, what kind of players we have available, and then I need to perform for them. That said, of course, I would love some of them to be fit and available.
Just on Aston Villa, I know you mentioned them before, but 13th in the Premier League table, just a couple of wins for them so far this season. Are you a little bit surprised with what you've seen from them, considering just how good they've been over the past couple of years?
This is meant positive. I would say no, because when I see them performing and their structure and the way they play, I see a lot of the same that I've seen from Emery's Villa team the last 3 seasons. I see a lot of the same strengths. They're very, very good in the build-up and in phase 2 and have a fantastic structure. They're very composed and have fantastic players. We know in Rodgers has been doing fantastic. Ollie Watkins, Marlon now score goals. Unana in midfield, Kamara. I know Thielmann's injured, but that's a top team. The back four is very good as well. So it's a team, and you can see they're growing. And I expect a unbelievable tight game on Sunday. That we're very positive about, and that we will do everything to edge, and we hope and I believe we can. But that'll be a strong test on Sunday.
Good luck.
Thank you.
George. Thanks, and Thomas, one of my colleagues on the BBC website has done a really interesting article about XG and Premier League clubs and the start to the season. And it just got me thinking, how much has it taken influence in you as a manager that data has developed over the years? And I just wondered, how much info do you use with data in regards to your approach to match days in your squads, really?
Not too much to match days, I would say. I use data, of course, I've done that for a long time, to create the right narrative that I want to maybe get across to the players or to you guys to make sure we get the right message out there. That's one thing. Secondly, I think it's good to have another indicator or benchmark that you could look towards that are analyzing performance. But my eyes and my knowledge or principles of what I believe in is always the most important thing. But I think it's very important to have the stats to back up the performance either way, good or bad. Because sometimes, I put it to top corner 2 times, you won 2-0, everything is beautiful. But we were actually absolutely in terms of XG and shot against and all that. So we need to use both, I think.
And just in terms of your approach to this season, I've noticed a couple of things. You've been really clinical in front of goal. I think you've been overperforming there. Vicario's done very well the other end. Just what have you made when you look at the stats at your start season? Does it match up with what your eyes are telling you after these games?
Yeah, I think there is yes and no. I think there's some areas I've been very happy with. So that is not only XG. Both ends, that's very simple to look at. I look at that as well. Of course, I always wanted to be top and the other end, but I think 7 games is a very small sample in general. So there's elements as part of our game I've been very pleased with. For example, the high pressure, a bit of the phase 1 as well. I think our middle pressure is getting better and better, for example. And then a big thing for me, number of crosses and arriving in the box. We are in the top, and I think that's key for me. Because if we put a lot of crosses in, hopefully more with quality, have enough players arriving in there, in the right gaps, in the right areas, that will give us a big opportunity for scoring goals. So that's the bits I'm looking into.
Brilliant, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you, welcome.
George at the back, please.
Hi, Thomas.
just wanted to ask you about a couple of your strikers first of all. With Dom, do you think it's likely we see him during this kind of 22-day period before the next international break? And do you need to be kind of cautious with him, or once he's trained a little bit, you can kind of come straight back in?
I think the good thing is positive. He's progressing now, but he's still training on his own. So I don't want to be too excited or too negative either way. So I'm actually taking a little bit day by day and week by week to see how quick he progresses. Dom is a natural fit player. There's some players that naturally get that fitness up to a high level. But of course, we also need to take into consideration he basically hasn't trained with the team since July. But that's not the same. It will take 3 months to get up to pace. It will take a little bit of time to get up to pace. How long, I don't know.
And you mentioned Randal Kolo Muani is back training. I mean, now he's back and he's played 45 minutes, didn't he? How sort of excited are you to actually get him out on the pitch? And I think he's played 1 or 2 games, hasn't he, for Spurs, but actually to use him during this busy period.
Oh, I think it's very important to have him fit and available. I think he looks better and better. I think it's also fair to say that he has trained 2 weeks with the team. When he came 1st September, what is it? Oh my God, that's 6-7 weeks ago. Time flies. He still needed a bit to go up to the higher level. So, but it's not the same that he can't be involved tomorrow and maybe can play minutes. But I think it's fair to say they need a little bit of time to get up to fully firing.
And just finally for me, Tottenham's home form in the Premier League has been quite poor for quite a while now. Mainly before your time. And I guess looking at the fixtures, you've got Aston Villa, Chelsea, Man United. On paper, they seem hard fixtures, but they're the sort of type of home games you're going to relish over this period to kind of correct this home form, which has been a long hangover.
Yeah, I think in general, every team, and now I can speak for us, Tottenham Hotspurs, we would like our home to be a fortress. That is the ultimate aim. Can we make our home an unbelievable difficult place to come to? Then the job is half done in terms of what we like to try to achieve, and that is like a unbelievable cohesion between the team and the fans, and then I need to go hand in hand. It cannot only be the team and not only be the fans. It needs to be both, and we need to bring energy to each other. And I think that is absolutely key. And we need to do everything that we can to work unbelievable hard, perform well. Try to be positive, all that, but also need a little bit of help, because we know football in every game goes a little bit up and down. You have good spells, bad spells. The Premier League is the most relentless league in the world. It's so difficult to compete in. So we need the fans, especially in the tough moments. The better they can be behind the team, the not easy because it'll not be easier. The better it will be, and they will feel more success for the team. So we need that. But when our fans are behind the team and the stadium is rocking, I think it's one of the best places in the world.
Finish this section with Brian, please.
Hi, Thomas. Wilson Odobert and Matthias Tel had a really great international break for France under 21, scoring 6 goals, I think, between them and linking up. How pleasing was that, and how keen are you to sort of continue sort of trying to help them fulfil their potential, because it's clear they're 2 very exciting young players?
Yeah, I agree. I think it was so nice to see both of them perform well for their country, and I agree. I watch all their assists and goals and actions from their games, and it's nice to bring. I think sometimes you are in momentum and you're in good rhythm, and clearly both of them are in a good rhythm, scoring goals, performing well, having good actions. So I think that's key. I'm pleased with both players in general. I think they are developing. And taking steps in the right direction. So I think it's positive.
And just going back to Randal, you mentioned how quickly the time's gone since he signed. I think it's nearly 2 months now. Obviously, he'll have his eyes set on the World Cup, played a big part in Qatar with France last time. Have you spoken to him about that? Because it's a huge thing for a player to go to the World Cup, and time is of the essence. And how long do you think it will be before we see him, or the Randal Kolo Muani that Spurs signed?
I don't know. I think the World Cup is far away from in general, and I understand that the players are thinking about it. I haven't spoken to him about it, if I'm honest, because I think for any player to want to be involved in World Cup, you need to play, and for whatever reason, he hasn't been able to do it yet. What I'm focusing on is to make sure that he is in a good place. Try to get him into his best possible performance level, and when he are in that best possible performance level, he will hopefully do very well for us, and then the rest will take care of itself.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll end the broadcast section.